Evening everybody, and happy Monday to you, the start of another week. It's crazy how time flies even in this lockdown situation. I hope everybody is doing well. I've got a bit of a sore neck this evening, so we'll have a nice lot of neck stretches in there for me as well as everybody else. I'm sure everybody's getting a little bit tense in these funny old times. Anyway, we don't really need anything tonight, but as always, if you are pregnant, then it's probably best to have a couple of pillows or cushions around you, and if you know you generally need a prop, then please do have one at hand. Welcome to everybody, and hopefully if I haven't met you before, I will hopefully get to meet you in the flesh soon, and welcome to all our Monday night regulars. We are going to start this evening's class just standing hip width apart. Again, if you are pregnant, a little bit wider than hip width apart would be great, just that you're nice and balanced and nice and comfortable. And just take a moment to sway a little from left to right. Again, we start the week, and it's always a little bit of a kind of suck it and see how we feel at the beginning of the week, but hopefully you've had a really nice start to the week. But just getting to find your feet on the mat is always a good exercise. So we're just shifting the weight from left to right, opening up the pads of the feet, opening up the toes, the ball of the foot, all the way through to the heel. Just gently shifting weight from one side to the other. And then coming back into that center line as you roll your shoulders up, back and down. Just going to come into Tadasana to start today. So palms open, shoulders nice and soft, and the chin falling down towards the chest, closing your eyes down. And start to settle into your space. So as always, again, when we come to the mat, we want to come to it as an empty vessel. So if there are any tensions that have built up through the day, or any thoughts that are perhaps not quite so positive, just take a moment to allow those thoughts to neutralize, allow those tensions to ease a little. And while we're here, we take a moment to notice the body. Again, perhaps like me, you're a little bit tight around the shoulders and the neck, or perhaps you're holding some tension through the hips, around the knees. Just noticing what is true for you today, body-wise. And as always, we're not there to judge, we're just there to be aware of any tensions that we may need to incorporate into our practice. We may need to accommodate for our body. And as we take this time to allow the breath to settle a little, to slow down a little, notice the thoughts coming into the brain and then popping off again. Trying not to fixate on any one thing. Just allowing yourself the knowledge that you're here in this space, you've made the time for yourself to feel good, to feel open, to feel positive. And with that thought, take a nice big breath into the center of the chest. Big grounding sigh through the soles of the feet. As you inhale again, nice big breath in. Big grounding sigh. Last one, big breath in. Really releasing sigh. Before we close the mouth, parting the teeth to keep the jaw soft. And just starting to take those longer, deeper breaths, filling up the chest, but also into the base of the lungs and pushing beyond into the belly. Expanding as you inhale, softening out as you exhale. And feeling that lightness to the body that we get with that deeper breath. And as always, at the start of our practice, we make a promise to ourselves to practice with openness and honesty for our body. Sealing that promise in prayer at heart. Blinking eyelids open, raising gaze, namaste. And then from here we're going to take a nice big sweeping lift. So as you inhale, lift the chest, opening up, extending and lifting. And then as you exhale, bring the hands into prayer at heart. Another couple of those. Inhale, using your breath to lift. Extending and lifting the chest. As you exhale, softening the shoulders down the back and bringing the hands into prayer. So as we're doing these movements with your breath, notice whether perhaps if you've been sitting at a desk all day, exhaling hands into prayer, whether that's compressed the body a little. Inhale to open up. Again, notice the movement around the shoulders. Exhale to soften down. Seeing how that feels around the rotator cuffs as you expand and open up that space around the back. Exhale to soften. Again, we're not there to judge, we're just there to be a witness to our body and notice how we're feeling at this present moment in time. Nice and soft through your exhale. Last one, big breath in. And then big sigh out. And then take the hands all the way down beside you. So I'm just going to come to the top of the mat. And again, we're going to take that gentle sway from left to right. And then on the next inhale, we're going to lift the arms all the way up. And then exhale, we're going to bend the knees, sweep the fingertips on the floor, reach them out behind you, and then inhale to come all the way up. Push down through the soles of the feet, maybe even raising the gaze if it's okay for balance. Another couple of those. Bend the knees, sweep the fingertips. Inhale to come all the way up. Again, just see how that feels to get the legs moving a little bit. Exhale, bend the knees. Seeing how that feels on the thighs, on the hamstrings. Inhale to come all the way up. And then exhale, last one, bend the knees. This time, as you inhale, you're going to lift your right knee. Again, doesn't matter how high you're lifting that knee. As you exhale, you're going to take that right foot behind the back of the left foot. You're just going to come onto the ball of the foot. Left hand dangles down beside you, and your right hand is just going to rest itself on the back of your head. So you're going to look down towards the floor. I'm just going to turn towards you so you can see what shape of the body is like. The right foot is behind your left heel. The left hand is dangling down towards the floor, and the right hand is on the back of the head. Again, we're looking down towards the floor, towards the top left corner of the mat. And as you breathe, try not to make too much of a conscious effort to lift your body. Just let everything sink down towards the floor a little. So we're now going to let that right elbow come down towards the floor. With it, the head perhaps dropping in towards the collarbone. The left fingertips perhaps dangling a little closer towards the floor. Back body starting to round just a little bit. Again, only as much as feels comfortable for you, but you should start to feel a really nice stretch. Diagonally across from right shoulder, through the neck, and then down towards the middle back. Again, if you are one of our postnatal ladies, I'm sure this is feeling quite good, carrying small little bundles. Does get quite tense across the upper back. Big breath in, big sigh out. And then as you inhale, you're going to lift yourself all the way back up. That right knee is lifting too. As you exhale, you're going to take yourself into tree pose. Now, as always in tree pose, you can come all the way up with that right foot on the inside of the thigh, or you can come all the way down onto the floor. It doesn't matter where you are, but make sure you have a nice open right knee. Again, be honest with yourself. I can't see you, so I'm trusting you to be honest with how that's feeling for you today. Are you feeling super balanced? If not, no worries. Toes on the floor, both hands onto the waist. Big breath in, big sigh out. And then from here, we're going to scoop into the center with the arms. So lead with your elbows, scoop the air up, Push up through the palms of the hands, and then you're going to take your arms out into goddess pose. So this time you're going to lead with your shoulders, roll them up, back and down, and the arms are going to come out to the side, elbows slightly drawing in towards the waist. When you do that, naturally, because your chest is opening, the belly tends to stick out a little bit, the bottom ribs tend to flare. If you can, draw your tailbone down towards the floor and look just about 4 feet in front of you. So again, get that nice big stretch across the sides of your neck. Palms open if in that gesture of receiving for the body. Big breath in. Big sigh out. And then from here, as you inhale, again, you're going to scoop the air up. That right knee is going to lift up towards the ceiling. And then as you exhale, you're going to bring your hands to your waist and kick your right foot out to the side, toes pointing towards the front of the room. If you can, the left side body is as long as possible, lifting up towards the ceiling, but both shoulders are nice and soft. And then we're going to take that right foot and bring it in front of your left leg. And then you're going to sweep it behind you, so out to the side and then behind that left leg. Again, nice and tall through the body. Out to the side and then in front of the leg. If you can, start to kick the heel up towards the ceiling, turning the toes out. And then out to the side and behind. Out to the side again, lifting chest, tailbone down, kicking in front. Out to the side, nice and long through the leg, opening up through the hips, back into the back of the mat. Last time, out to the side, and then kicking in front. Bending through that left knee now, and lifting that right thigh nice and high over that left knee to bring the toes down onto the floor. So we're in eagle pose with our legs, but the hands are on the waist. Again, the right toes can stay on the floor tonight, lifting up through the chest. And then we're going to soften down through the tailbone. So you're bending through both knees. And maybe your bump is even resting on your thighs if you are heavily pregnant. Shoulders down your back body. So it's your choice now if you want to take a little twist as well. You can bring your left hand over your right knee. And you can roll your right shoulder and turn to look towards the back of the room. Again, make sure that your left shoulder doesn't start to rise up towards your ear. Don't worry if you don't want to do the twist. Still dropping down through the tailbone. Nice long breaths here. And then from here, as you inhale, sweeping the arms all the way up, straightening your left leg, lifting right knee. And then we're going to exhale, draw the right leg back and bring the shoulders back as you take your arms into aeroplane. So again, we're opening up the chest, we're reaching back through the right foot, bending through the left knee, and we're going to take warrior one stance. So right foot comes down, toes out to the side, inhaling up through the arms. And then we're going to settle in the center line. So shoulders come down, hips come down as you push into the little toe side of that right foot. So nice long breaths. If you're finding it hard to get that right hip in line with your left hip, facing towards the front, just take your right foot out to the side a little bit further so you've got more space for your hips. Again, that nice settling breath. Shoulders down, body is tall in that center line. And then from here, as you inhale, you're going to lift the gaze, lift the hands, lift the shoulders, and then you're going to come into eagle arms. So we've done the eagle, legs are going to come into the arms now. Right elbow comes underneath your left elbow. So it doesn't matter whether your hands are on your shoulders, backs of hands together, or you're double wrapping. The elbows are what are locked. And then on the inhale breath, you're going to lift those elbows. As you exhale, the whole of your body is going to come forward with those elbows lifted. So we're starting off pushing the hips forward, and then we're going to push the shoulders forward, but keeping them down in their sockets as you push your elbows forward. So a nice long, even flow of breath here. Make sure there's no tension in your left toes, and your left hip is still pushing back. Again, breathing into that stretch. Hopefully you're getting a nice big stretch, opening up the back of those shoulder blades. And then on the inhale breath, you're going to unwind those arms, come back into the center, lifting up through the chest. And then as you exhale, left leg is going to straighten and your hands are going to come into heart in prayer. So left hip is coming back to straight, hands in prayer at heart, shoulders are down the back. This time we're going to lean forward, hinging from the hips. So again, that left hip is pushing back, hips are hinging, and we're moving the heart forward. Crown of the head is reaching, and the tailbone is reaching back. Shoulders down into their sockets. Big breath in. Big sigh out. See if you can get a nice big hamstring stretch in that left thigh. And then on the inhale breath, lifting the prayer, lifting the body back into that center line. And then you're going to open up into warrior two. So as you bend into that left knee, as always, when we come from a warrior one stance into warrior two, we need to heel toe that left foot so that your heel is in line with your right arch. So you've got nice open hips. Shoulders come down the back body as you lengthen up through the center line. Again, maybe we need to settle into that left thigh a little bit further, but finding a nice comfortable space where we can extend your breath. Again, nice big settling action through your shoulders. And then from here, turning the left palm, we're going to lift and open through that left side as you come into reverse warrior. Right hand down, left hand, again, we're just going to place it on the back of the head. So it's not on the neck, it's just on the back of the skull. And rather than looking up today, we're going to look towards your left big toe. So right hand is sliding down your right thigh as you soften into your left hip. Left elbow is pointing down towards the floor and you're gazing towards your left big toe. Big breath in and out. And then on your next inhale, lifting both arms all the way up, straightening through that left leg, turning to face towards the right. And then as you exhale back into warrior two. Again, settling the shoulders, lengthening up through the crown of the head. Big breath in. Big sigh out. And then from here, we're going to lift back up into the center, kind of turning round into warrior one. Nice big stretch through that right inner thigh. And then coming back to the front of the mat. So as you exhale, just bring the hands down beside you so we can take a couple of shoulder rolls to reset. So feeling nice and open through the chest, through the shoulders. Getting taller with each inhale, softening through the edges with each exhale. And then just take the feet apart if they're not already, just a little bit, so that we've got a little bit of space. On the next inhale, we're going to sweep the arms up. Left leg starts to lift, left knee starts to lift. And then as you exhale, we're going to bring, actually I'm going to turn on this side so you can see what I'm doing. As you exhale, we're going to bring that left foot behind the back. Hand comes on the back of the head and the right fingertips reach towards the floor. So starting off with that nice open stance, lifted through the chest, left ball of the foot, right fingertips reaching down to the floor, left hand onto the back of the head. And then as you breathe, you're just going to drop that left elbow. You're going to allow the upper back to start to round a little as those right fingertips reach down towards the floor. So those longer breaths now, easing into that side of the neck, easing into your shoulder line. Big breath in and out. And then on that next inhale, you're going to lift back into the center, lifting left knee. It doesn't matter how high you're lifting, we're going to come into tree pose. And again, it doesn't matter how high your left foot is, just make sure you avoid the knee joint. If it's up that high, that's fine. If not, then just place toes on the floor. If you're finding it hard to balance, better to stay in one position so that you can breathe. And that nice big breath in and out here. And then we're going to start to scoop the air with the elbows. So inner elbows come to face the ceiling, palms come to face the ceiling, lifting and opening. And then we're going to roll the shoulders up, back and down, keeping the same structure to the arms as you drop the shoulder blades back into their sockets in goddess arms. Again, that opening of the chest usually means bottom of the belly and the ribs flare. So drop the tailbone to make a longer back body. And look a couple of feet in front of you so that we have that nice big stretch along the sides of the neck. So big breath in and out here. That long, open, even breath. Allowing the whole of the back to lengthen as you inhale. Again, those shoulders softening away from the ears as you exhale. One more big breath in and out. And then from here, as you inhale, sweep the arms up, lifting that left knee up. And then we're going to flex the left foot and push it out to the side, hands onto the waist. Again, if you can, nice and high out to the side, but toes still pointing forward. And then we're going to start to take those gentle movements backwards and forwards. So the left foot is going to come all the way in front of the right leg. And then as you inhale, take it out to the side. As you exhale, bring it behind. Again, tall through the body, keeping it lifted. Inhale out to the side, exhale back to the front. Turning the heel up towards the ceiling, toes out to the side. Inhale out to the side, exhale behind. So we're keeping with that lifted open space in the chest. Exhaling to the front. Inhaling out to the side, exhaling behind. Last time, inhaling out to the side, exhaling in front. And then we're going to lift that left thigh nice and high for our eagle legs, bending through the right knee, bringing the left toes down to the floor. So we've got that nice cross space over the knees, but the hands are on the waist. Again, we're trying to create the longest back possible. So as you inhale, lift the chest. But then as you exhale, pull the tailbone towards the back edge of your mat as you bend the knees. Shoulders are again softening away from the ears. Again, if you want to take it a little bit further into a twist, right hand over the left thigh, left hand behind, rolling the shoulder up, back and down, and turning to look towards the back of your mat. Again, we're still bending into those knees, keeping long and open through the back body. So one more big breath in and out here. And then we're going to unravel. So unwinding those arms, lifting through the left knee, taking that left foot back, again extending out through the chest, opening up and lifting through the upper body, and then bending into that right knee to take the stance into warrior one. Left foot comes down, 45-degree angle with the foot, arms up, softening shoulders and hips. So as you drop the body down, think about pulling right hip back, left hip forward to lengthen out through that left thigh. Softening and settling into that pose, no tension in the right toes. And then from here, left arm comes underneath the right. Again, in our eagle arms, don't worry if you can't double wrap, just hands on shoulders. And then inhale, lifting those elbows. What comes forward first is the hips, so pushing into those hips and then keeping those elbows lifted, moving them forward. See if you can pull the shoulders a little deeper down the back body. Again, nice long breaths into that upper back space, extending and opening between those shoulder blades. One more big breath in and out. And then inhale. As you inhale, unravel the arms, coming all the way back into the center, and then pulling up and back through that right hip to straighten the right leg as you bring your hands into prayer. Again, on that exhale breath, you're hinging through the hips this time, so the upper body is just leaning forward through that stretch. Right hip pulling back, shoulders down the back body. Nice and long through the crown of the head. Again, that deepening through the breath. See if you can find that length in the hamstring as you move forward through the heart. And then you're going to inhale up through the prayer and open out into warrior two. Again, we generally need to heel toe that right foot over to the left slightly, so we've got a nice open space in the hips. Softening down into the thighs, opening up through the chest, reaching through those arms. Shoulders nice and soft. Just a couple of breaths here to engage through the center line, lifting through the crown of the head. And then we're going to turn the right palm over to face the ceiling, come up into our reverse warrior position, left hand down, and then right hand onto the back of the skull, again not onto the neck, as you gently look down towards those right toes. Again, the right elbow is falling, shoulder is falling, as you slide the left hand down towards the floor. Nice long engaging breaths here. And then on the inhale, we can come all the way back up. As you exhale, soften into our warrior two. Again, shoulders nice and relaxed. Big breath in, big sigh out. Bring the left foot in to meet the right. And then again, you're just going to take a gentle couple of shoulder rolls to release the back body, nice and open through the chest. So I'm just going to come back to this side of the mat, so again you can see what I'm doing. So a nice big roll of the shoulders up, back and down. And then from here, you should have your feet a little bit wider than hip width apart. And if you are pregnant, even wider than that. You're just going to take some gentle core exercises, but a bit more pelvic floor too. So as you inhale, we're going to lift the chest. And as you exhale, we're going to come down into chair pose. So drawing down through the center line of the body, tucking under through the tailbone. Inhale, we're going to come up to straight. Exhale to come back into chair. Inhale to come up to straight. Exhale to come back into chair. This time inhaling up through right knee. Exhale back into high lunge. Leaning forward through the chest, aeroplane arms. Inhale, lifting right knee. Exhale, softening down into chair. Inhale, lifting left knee. Exhale, come back into aeroplane lunge. Inhale, lifting left knee. Exhale, back into chair. Inhale, lifting right knee. Exhale, aeroplane lunge. Inhale, right knee. Exhale, chair. Last time, inhale, left knee. Exhale, aeroplane lunge. Inhale, left knee. Exhale, chair. And we're going to heel to the feet even wider still. So come down with the thumbs on the outside, hands on the inside, shoulders towards the ears. You know how much I hate saying shoulders towards the ears. But make sure the arms are nice and long. Just going to take a moment to settle into that lower back here. So drawing tailbone down and away from you. Nice big breath in and out. And then we're going to come down onto the elbows. See if you can drop the tailbone just that little bit further. See if you can get the body parallel towards the floor. Again, that nice big breath in and out. I'm just going to come back a little bit so I don't burn myself on those candles. So nice and long through upper body. And then we're going to bring those fingertips down onto the floor. Hopefully you can reach. And even if you need to take the feet a little bit wider, we're going to start to walk those fingertips forward and drop the bottom even further. Tucking the tailbone, stretching out, looking between the legs so you've got a neck stretch too. Big breath in and out. Drop the bottom even further. And then come all the way down onto the floor as gracefully as you possibly can. And bring the feet into butterfly. So again, we're going to roll the shoulders up, back and down to reset. And then gently flap your butterfly wings. So making sure that you're super comfortable on your sit bones. Wriggle about if you need to. And then on the inhale breath, you're going to lift through the crown of the head. As you exhale, you're going to come forward through your heart. As always, straight back to come forward. When you reach the end of your exhale, you're going to inhale and tuck your head to roll yourself up in the center line. Again, the crown of the head is the last thing to lift. Exhale to come forward. Inhale to roll yourself up. Exhale to come forward. Inhale to roll yourself up. Again, that nice long exhale to lengthen. And then inhale to lift. This time we're going to stay there just for a couple of breaths. So exhale to come forward. Maybe you want to bring your hands down. Maybe you want to bring your elbows down. Just make sure you've got a nice straight spine. Again, that nice long extended breath here. And then rolling yourself up, super slow, super gentle. So from here, again, make sure that you have got a nice comfortable space on your sit bones, and if you don't feel comfortable or balanced, and if you're very heavily pregnant, please don't do the lifting bit, but we are going to start to lift the feet. So just a little way, just to hover, and grab your hands around the feet, again, nice and comfortable in your sit bones. Lifting your chest, rolling your shoulders down, big breath in. And then bring your toes close towards your chest. So you're lifting nice and high up into the center, lifting your toes towards your chest. Again, maybe they even touch your bump if you're a little bit pregnant. So big breath in and out here. And then we're going to make sure that we have one hand around one foot and one hand around the other foot. On the inhale breath, you're going to lift your right leg out to the side. Don't worry if it's not straight. If you want to straighten it, you can. Again, left toes are going to touch themselves as close towards the body as possible while we're doing that. Big breath in. And as you exhale, right foot comes back. Turn to the side, radiator in the way. And then inhale, left leg comes out to the side. Again, lifting chest. Bringing right toes as close in towards the body as possible. Big breath in, shoulders down. Big breath out. And then bringing that left foot back in. This time as you inhale, lifting chest even higher. And then both legs out to the side. Again, don't worry if you want to, you can do this on the floor if you are just doubly pregnant, and just take your hands up a little bit further. Nice and open through the chest, shoulders down the back body, big breath in, big sigh out. And then bring both feet back. Again, rolling the shoulders up, back and down to reset. You're going to take the left hand into the center, bring the right hand onto the waist. Rolling right shoulder up, back and down, and then we're going to start to walk the left hand forward. Again, don't worry how far that your left hand is coming forward, just make sure that you maintain the integrity of your back. Keep it nice and open. Open through that right side of the chest. Big breath in. Big sigh out. One more big breath in. And then exhale, bring the right hand down. Again, left hand onto your waist, or rolling left shoulder up, back and down. And then we're going to wander the right hand forward. And nice and long through the back, open through that left side of the chest. very slowly as you exhale, take the left hand forward. Again, just let the head fall this time. No tension in the back and the shoulders. And then very slowly walk your hands back, rolling yourself up nice and gently. So I'm going to turn to the side so that you can see me, but you may want to do the same because we're going to take one leg out at a time. So if you haven't got enough room width-wise, then turn yourself to the way that you do have enough room. So we're just going to place that left leg out to the side and the right foot is in towards the body. So a nice big breath in and out here. Lifting up through that centre line, and we're just going to slide the left hand down towards the foot. Rest where it feels comfortable. We're not overstraining the body. And as you inhale, you're going to sweep the right arm all the way up and over the head. So we're taking it towards the toe line. So the left toe is pointing up towards the hand reaching towards the toes. But we're not worrying too much about getting towards the toes. What we're worrying more about is, or what we're concerning ourselves with, is that top shoulder is above the bottom shoulder. So bottom elbow is bending and allowing you to pull the body closer to opening up into that stretch. So big breath in and out here, nice long stretch through that side body. And then we're going to turn to face towards your bottom leg. Take that arm down, and then we're going to sweep it all the way up and back into a nice big circle. So reaching it behind you, reaching it over the head, turn the body to face towards that bottom leg, and then inhale to open it behind you, lengthening out through the pec muscles. Exhale to reach it forward and over. Inhale to reach it all the way back. Long and lifted. Exhale last time. And inhale. Exhale. So this time when the hand reaches behind, just come onto fingertips diagonally out from that right hip. So fingertips only as you place your left hand onto that right knee. Just going to take a gentle twist. So pushing into those back fingertips to gaze towards the back of the room as you open up through that side. Again, big breath in and out. And then gently release, come back to the front. So bring both hands behind as we change sides. So just leaning into both palms and then taking that right leg out to the side, left leg comes in. And we're just going to place the right hand on top of the leg and slide it down towards the foot. So we've got a nice long lift in the body already before we take a nice big sweeping inhale up and over with that left arm. Again, try and make sure that that top shoulder stays over the bottom shoulder as you reach towards the toes. And again, the toes are reaching back towards that hand. Nice long extended breaths here. Moving those breaths all the way down the side of the rib cage into the hip. Again, notice whether that side of the body is super tight today, and taking care of the body with those nice long flowing breaths, expanding and releasing the body. And then on the next exhale, again, you're going to turn towards that bottom leg, arc the front arm with you, and then we're going to take an inhale to sweep it all the way out and behind you. Again, on that exhale, coming forward and down, turning to look towards that bottom leg. Inhale to lift and open. Exhale to turn towards the leg. Again, nice big expansive lift as you reach out. And then exhale to reach down. Last one, inhale to reach up. And then exhale to reach down. And then send those fingertips diagonally out from your left hip. Placing those fingertips behind as you take the right hand over that left knee. Again, you're just lifting the body to gaze up over that back shoulder. Making sure both shoulders are pushing down and away from the head. Long breaths here. So one more big breath in and out. And then turning to face the front as you gently unwind. So taking both legs out, extending out in front of you. Again, if you did turn to the side, turn back to the front now, and just give them a little wiggle. Placing the feet around about hip width apart, maybe a little bit wider as we come into a gentle forward bend. You may even want to bend the knees tonight, just take it nice and comfortable if your hamstrings are feeling super tight. As you inhale, lifting open through the chest, flexing the feet and gently inching your way forward. As always, with that nice straight spine. You can take your hands down, the legs towards the feet. Try not to take the hands over the toes. Just remaining with that nice long back body. Allowing the chest to reach forward, allowing those shoulders to draw back. Maybe close the eyes here to find that space where the breath is needed in the body, and allow your visualization to move that breath to the space to open up lower back, back of the legs. Again, a nice easy breath here. So one more big breath in, and as you exhale, release the flex of the toes, let the head fall, let the back open and relax over those thighs. And then very slowly rolling your way up. The head is always nice and heavy, shoulder roll to release. So we have some choices now to either come down into bridge pose on your back. Again, if you're heavily pregnant and don't feel like you want to do that, no worries, you're going to do some cat-cows, which is on all fours, hands underneath shoulders, knees underneath hips, gently opening and releasing your spine. If you do want to come down onto the floor into bridge pose, you're going to take a nice slow journey down. Just place the hands on the thighs as you walk yourself down onto the floor. So again, if you want to do your cat-cows, if you are heavily pregnant, that's all good, and then you can come and do some pelvic floor exercises seated afterwards if you would like. Heels as close towards the bottom as possible. We've been coming into bridge pose, and hip width apart. And today we're going to do our robot arms. So palms are going to come to face towards each other, and you're bending at the elbows. The elbows are nice and tight in towards your body, and your palms are facing towards you. Wriggle your toes, make sure there's no tension in the toes. Take a nice big breath in. Big sigh out. As you inhale, you're going to push the palms down beside you, lift your hips. As you exhale, you're going to lift your hands back into that first position, tucking your tailbone and rolling yourself down. So on your inhale, push the palms and lift. And as you exhale, tuck your tailbone, lift the hands. So again, work through your own breath pattern here. Opening up through the chest, seeing how that feels for your back and your shoulders. Lengthening out through the quad muscles. See if you can keep those knees nice and tight towards the center, but still hip width apart, but rather than rolling out to the side. And again, gently releasing those hands down beside you to use them to push up. Again, just working through a couple more with your breath. And again, if you're in cat-cows, maybe come to a seated position now, crossing the legs. And gently doing your Kegel exercises, your pelvic floors, lifting the muscles in and then gently releasing them out again. So if you're in bridge pose, this is the one we're going to come up and stay up in. So bring the hands down onto the floor, roll the shoulders underneath you, either clasping the hands or I like to reach towards my heels. So you've got that nice big lift through your back body. Again, maybe closing your eyes here. Breathing deeper into the belly, drawing the knees just that little bit closer towards the center line. So one more big breath in and out. And then from here, wriggle the shoulders a little bit. Lift the heels if you want to tonight. And then tuck the tailbone under to roll yourself down super slowly and super gently. Draw the knees in towards the chest and gently bunny hop to release any tension through low back, and a gentle rock from side to side to again release any tension through your low spine. So if you have been seated doing your Kegels, just come down onto your right hand side now, and so everybody's going to roll over to their right hand side, which means I have to change over to this side, so hopefully you can all see me, and just come down onto your elbow so that we're nice and comfortably on that left hand side. So did I say right hand side? Yes, I should be on the right hand side, apologies. You come onto your right hand side. Just place your right hand underneath your head, and your knees are gently bent into the center. You're going to take that hold of that left knee and draw it in towards your body. So nice and tight in towards the side of the chest. And then you're just going to change the grip. Hand onto the underside of the leg and kick the heel out and open. Stretching out through the back of the knee. Give yourself a gentle circle here through the back of that. Opening up through the back of the leg, circling out through the toes, and then back the other way. And then on the next inhale breath, you're going to bring that left knee in towards the body, pointing the toes. And then as you exhale, kick the heel away from you, opening up and flexing that left foot. Again, we're using the breath, drawing in through the left knee. And then out again through the back of that left heel. In through the left knee. And then out through the back of that left heel. Last time, in through the left knee. Again, nice big hug as tight as you can. Out through the back of that heel. And then from here, if you can, lifting that left heel, still flexing the foot just that little bit higher towards the ceiling, and then very slowly coming all the way down to join that bottom leg. Again, just take your time to get there, stretching out through the back of the leg, opening up through the back of the knee, through the thigh, and then coming all the way down. So again, we're going to come onto our left side now. We are going to come onto our left side now. It's only because if you are pregnant, then we're going to rest on the left-hand side anyway. Just going to put that there. So bringing the left hand underneath the head, right hand just to prop you up in front, knees bent, and then we're going to draw that right knee in towards the chest. So nice and tight in towards the side of the body. And then stretching it all the way out. Change the hand to the back of the kneecap, and we're just going to take some circles around the ankle. Again, nice and open through the foot, through the ankle, through the toes, coming back the other way. And then on your next inhale, you're going to draw the kneecap back in, again nice and tight in towards your body. Use the exhale to push away through that right heel, nice and long through the back of the leg. Inhale, breath to draw the knee in. And then exhale, breath to push the heel away. Inhale, breath to draw the knee in. And then exhale, breath to push the heel away. Inhale, breath, draw the knee in. Last time, exhale, breath to push the heel away. And then if you can, lift it a little bit higher towards the ceiling. Again, foot is still flexed, nice and open through the back of the knee. And then we're going to really slowly push the heel away from you as you come all the way down to join that bottom leg. Again, take your time about it, see if you can find that nice long stretch through all the sides of the leg. Until you come all the way down. So if you are pregnant, then stay on your left hand side. Maybe place a pillow in between your knees and perhaps one underneath your head and make yourself nice and comfortable. If not, and you want to come onto your back into shavasana, then please do so. So coming onto your back, I like to finish with a spinal twist generally anyway. So we're just going to bring those knees up, roll the shoulders up, back and down. Take the hands out into cactus as you drop the knees over to the right. Rolling the left shoulder up, back and down, and turning to look towards the left hand side. As always with our spinal twists, if you want to, you can close the eyes just to allow the body to rest that little bit further, releasing through the side body. If you are pregnant, then just give bump a little rub in acknowledgement before completely relaxing. And the knees into the centre, head into the centre, drop the knees over to the left and then turning to look towards the right, maybe rolling that right shoulder up, back and down if you need to. Nice softening breaths here. And then as you inhale again into the center line. And your choice if you want to, if you've still got a tight lower back or if you've got a niggly lower back anyway, maybe resting with the knees up, knocking together, maybe your preferred method of shavasana today. If not, just straightening the legs out or in bound angle pose, up to you. Rolling those shoulders up, back and down. Just allowing the hips to rock from left to right. Maybe even a rock of the head from left to right too, before you come into the center line to close those eyes down. Starting to let those toes fall open as the legs grow heavy, the arms floating away from the body, the whole of the back body now falling into the earth, feeling supported, feeling comfortable, feeling stable. As you rest the awareness on the center of the eyebrows, just letting the rest of the thoughts drift through the mind. starting to deepen the breath. Wriggling fingers and toes. Circling wrists and ankles. Bringing the arms over your head, giving yourself that full body stretch as you point the toes and lengthen your body. Big sigh out to release. And then rolling over to one side. As always, taking a moment to come slowly back into the body. And then only when you're ready, making your way, still with eyes closed if you can, into our comfortable cross-legged seat. Placing the hands, palms face up into the lap, allowing the breath to filter deeper into the centre of the body. And as we do so, as always, we take a moment to give thanks for our practice this evening, to congratulate ourselves, to giving time back to ourselves, to making time to practice. Holding on to this sense of peace and calm, and returning to it whenever we can off the mat. Bringing the palms together, rubbing them to gently warm them. And then place those palms as cups over the eyes. A gentle massage through the sockets before we blink the eyelids open and bring the hands down into prayer. Namaste. Thank you very much for joining me on the mat this evening. I hope you enjoyed our grounding, relaxing session. Please, as always, if you did enjoy it, give me a little thumbs up below, and if you have the time, please do give me a comment. Also, these classes are pay what you can, so please do donate if you have any spare cash, and it's free to all our key workers, and I really appreciate any donations that are made. Also, I just wanted to have a quick nod to our Friday morning practice, which started last Friday. It's a little mini practice. It's 30 to 40 minutes of a beautiful flowing sequence to set you up for the day. So it's not just a Friday flow. If you want to, it's on our YouTube channel to practice any morning, but I would say it's a pretty good morning wake up session. So again, please do check that out, and hopefully I will see you either Wednesday or Friday on the mat. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and I'll see you soon. Namaste.